Okay, let's get into this. I first start out by showing you my prompt that I'm working with. Today's prompt is Ghost, and I'm actually using, this is a pencil that I found here in my country, Belize. It's called a Carbonix. It's supposed to be a carbon pencil, but actually, guys, it's probably just a number 2 pencil lead. And my vision for this was to draw one of my Zepods running away from a ghost that they saw coming from a painting. So I'm drawing the painting, now I'm drawing the ghost, and now I'm drawing the Zepod. I really like the little characters that I have developed, like Zepods and Pally sticks, because they allow me to learn forms and to play the forms. And here I'm using my fountain pen. Now it's not a brand name fountain pen, it's just one of those cheap knockoff fountain pen. This is actually a fountain pen that is a knockoff from the Jinhao 88. So, and Jinhao itself is a bargain friendly pen that is knockoff from other more established pen manufacturers in Europe, I would say, and in Japan. But this is a just one of those $3 US fountain pens that I found, and I really enjoyed using it. This fountain pen, to talk about it a bit, was it's a fine point, and it's a number 5 nib, but I had to kind of sand it down a little, or kind of spread the times a little, just to kind of let it write, because I was having a lot of misplaces when I write with it. So I had to do some experimenting with it and kind of, sand it a little and spread the times a little for it to write smoothly. And now it's writing more like a medium than a fine, even though it is a fine. But to get back to this is almost finished. And now you see my vision coming through. My Zepod saw a ghost coming from a painting, and they're running away from it. And the ink that is in this pen is actually the Noodler's Polar Brown. I really love this ink, and like all the Noodler's ink that I have the Noodler's Bulletproof Black and this Polar Brown. They're all waterproof. And I'm just kind of tightening up some stuff here. Just kind of brighten my lines. And not sure why I'm doing that, because we're going to discuss this in the painting piece, which is coming up right now. Now here we are, I'm brushing off my stuff. The paints that I'm using is actually the Derwent Intense paints, and I think I showed you the brush that I'm using, which are the Milan 711. I have those in a 2, a 6, and a 11, and I'm using all sizes. And first I'm going in there with a mixture that I had for the Zepods. What I did is I did a big gulp of mixture for the Zepods to try to keep consistent throughout this Inktober challenge. So I have that already pre-mixed along with the shadowing part of the Zepod. I also have that pre-mixed, and now I'm going in there with a mixture of brown, and it's a mixed brown. It's not a brown that came from the set. I mixed it with a mixture of green and poppy red. So yeah, there's several different color mixes in this, but the most important thing I think I should highlight is not necessarily the colors that I use, but what was going on. How can I say this? These paints, I got this paint, Derwent Intense paint half pans, when they first came out, and it's the first time Derwent brought them out. I bought the full set. That time it was set A and B, so I bought both sets of it. And these paints, the reason I don't paint with them a lot is because they feel very chalky. They feel like the type of paints you will buy from craft stores. And so they're very chalky, they are very thick, they leave your brush strokes in it. And that's the reason why I chose the Milan 711 brushes for this, because those are very soft tack line brushes, so it should reduce my brush strokes. And it did for the most part, but the fact that the paints were chalky, they felt like the craft paints you will get at I don't want to say a dollar store, but they're really chalky paints. They feel like the craft paint that you buy at dollar store, the craft watercolor paints, like the basic paints we have here in Belize. And I was struggling with that a lot. I also noticed that when I came to the white piece, that here you see me adding the mild ultramarine blue. But when I went to paint the ghost and the white dried so dark that I had to go back over all the pieces where the ghost was and darken those areas because of how the white dried. It dried so dark. That's what you see me doing, going back, repainting the wall because how the white dry. And here I'm coming in now with the, again, see me going back to repaint that area, darken it a bit because the white dry so dark for me. And you see me now going in here with the green area. And but for this was a lot of fun. Now you see me here, I am showing you my finished, but because the paints were so opaque, so chalky, not chalky that they came out of your on your fingers, but chalky in the fact that they were opaque and they leave this white residue, I had to go back over my already thick line art and re-thicken it and relined it, emphasized my outlines because of the opacity of these paints. But all in all, this, I enjoyed the learning experience from this. I am going to complete my challenge, and I'll see you guys in the end piece.